Hey, it's Rick with Classic Truck Rescue. Hopefully it's not too dark to do this, but I'm just making a quick video for a customer who is interested in some 58 GMC front end parts. This is what I got. Bumper bullets are in pretty good shape. They're not perfect. They have a couple light dings, but they're pretty nice compared to most that I've seen. Usually they're all bashed up. This one did get pushed back into this grill just a little bit, so there's probably a little, well, there is a dent down at the bottom of the grill right there, but the rest of the grill looks to be in really good condition. It only has one of the correct parking lights. The other parking light is one of the reasons I got this truck. That's for a 58 GMC I'm building. But the grill is available, and it's really straight except for that one spot. There's just a little tiny ding right there, but I think those are the only two. They are, and it's really solid. Even the mounts are really solid on it, and good emblems. No pitting because they were painted originally. Anyway, I'm also going to get the rest of this truck, because if this customer isn't interested in the other parts that I'm showing him, this would be a good project truck for someone. Yeah, because this Napco stuff I got is for a 1-ton dually, and well, I don't know about that. I'm going to let the Napco experts weigh in on that, because I've thought I knew what was going on with Napco stuff before, and had people who knew what they were doing give me the real deal, and I actually appreciate that. But this is kind of a cool truck. It doesn't have an engine or transmission in it, but I believe all that Napco stuff would work on this. And it's a 58 GMC, so it's the only year for this front end. Well, 58 and 59 GMC had this front end, but only the 58s had the bullets. I believe they did put some leftover bullets on some of the early 59s, but, you know, I don't know everything. Anyway, so when I went to get it, the guy also had a long step-side bed, and the best place for us to put it was on the truck for me to tow it home. And yeah, there's a gap right there, but I was thinking it wouldn't really take too much rocket science for a guy to fabricate like a spare fuel cell or something to take up that space, because this bed looks kind of cool on this truck. And I was thinking if it was lifted up a little bit, front and rear, and had that Napco running gear on it, it'd be awesome. But anyway, my customer that contacted me about the, yeah, and I've been getting my trucks kind of more organized, and been going through some. I know it doesn't look like it, but I have a lot less stuff out back. Anyway, so I spent the day cleaning up all this Napco stuff, and the deal on this whole setup right here is that I got it from a guy who took it out from under a 59 GMC or Chevy truck and put it away because something happened to the truck. I think a tree fell on the side of it or something. But they wanted to keep all the Napco gear, so they took the transfer case, the front differential, and the rear differential out of it. And he said it was a 1-ton dually. And it came with all these wheels. So these are the front wheels. Well, I guess you can't see that. Anyway, those are the wheels that were on the front axle, and they have the clips for the big 1-ton or 3/4 ton. Yeah, we'll be back. Anyway, so those are the wheels that were on the front differential. These are the wheels that were on the rear, and yeah, I realize there's only 3, but there were 2 on one side. These are the inboard wheels, and this was the one outboard wheel that was on it. I think that's all kind of irrelevant, because I think as long as you have a dual set of wheels for the 8-hole 1-ton rear end, and I may even have the other, another, not that one, but another outboard wheel for a 1-ton dually around here. Anyways, but what I want to do is just get the Napco stuff cleaned up and focus on that right now. And it is getting dark, so I just wanted to show that all of the drive shafts turn on it. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to move the shifter by hand. I know this is cheesy, but I'm just trying to get that pulled out. That's an old broken speedometer cable that's still attached to it. There we go. Okay. So I just wanted to show that all of the axles turn in. Then I just pulled that out so the front one stopped turning. But if I push it back in, they all start turning again. And they do turn at different speeds if you pull them out, different amounts. I'm sure there's a lot more technical speaking for that, but the tag's missing off of this, but it is a Napco transfer case. It has all the correct mounting stuff because when this guy took it out, he obviously didn't care about the truck. He cut the whole cross member out. But that's actually good because it keeps, I mean, all the correct bolts and mounts and even spacers that came with this Napco kit are there. So the numbers, it's missing the tag, but it does have 222-13 on the bottom. And then this weird thing right here, I don't know what that is, but I know some of my customers do. So any enlightenment that the Napco guys can give me about what this is, you'll just be helping someone make sure that I get them the correct stuff and help me know what it is. And so I've got that drive shaft, assuming that's the rear one. I've got this drive shaft, that's the one that goes from the transmission to the transfer case. And then I have this piece, but I think there's another. Hold on, let me look at that. Yeah, that's correct. This would be the front drive shaft, so there's another piece that goes from that yoke up to the front differential, and I'm pretty sure I probably have something that someone could make that out of because I've got a ton of drive shafts. This is the front axle. These are the hubs. They say dual-matic in the center, and they do turn. Here's the other one, they match and they turn, which is something I've noticed about Napcos lately, is a lot of times they have different kinds of hubs on one side than they do the other. I didn't have time today to get the brake drums off. Obviously they've been on there a long time and that's going to require a little work. Plus you got to take these screws out right here. But it does, the knuckles do turn because I turned it when it had the tires on it. And they look pretty good in there. The yoke turns smooth. Both of the hubs feel like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but I don't know. And if there's someone that can tell me what I need to do to check this out to make sure, I'm sure I probably need to pull the inspection cover off of there and look at the gears, probably determine what the gear ratio is. Anyway, if anyone can tell me anything from these numbers, it says Napco 37-18S, and then that kind of confirmed what he told me, because he said it came out of a 59 Chevy or GMC Napco four-wheel drive, and that says 5/18/59, probably the date. Everything seems to be here. Okay, so here's the only thing I noticed. This, the front brake drums are smaller than the rear brake drums, and that's why I put them side by side. I don't know if you can tell, but to me, it's obvious that the front ones are a little smaller. The only thing I really know about Napcos is on a conversion, they sent you the transfer case, the drive shafts, these blocks. There's some special caps that go on top of the front leaf springs, which I don't have for this, and the front differential, and then they converted them. Also the linkage. This is all I have of the linkage is the part that goes up to the frame. There'd be a bracket on the frame right here, and then another shifter that goes up into the cab. This I think you could repair. It just looks like the threaded end got broken off on it, but the rod's still there, and that stuff seems to be working all right. Anyway, so yeah, the only thing I noticed was that the rear brake drums are definitely bigger than the front ones. Like I said one time, these brake drums are seized up on here, so I don't know anything about this rear end, and I gotta assume that it doesn't really matter too much what kind of rear ends with it. I think it's the front end and the transfer case going together that's important. I do have a lot of other rear ends, and I know I have 3/4 ton rear ends that have this size brake drum on them, and but I also have dually rear ends, probably with the right dual tires.